Hey guys, what's up? I'm here with a review of a horror film from 2007, and that movie is the Poughkeepsie Tapes. Um, so this film is like a fake documentary about a fake serial killer that apparently has real footage of his murders in it, and stuff about the murder and how they eventually kind of found out more about him. So the film opens on and continues with people talking about the tapes, and that goes on for about 4 minutes, and it feels like 4 hours. When we do get to the tapes, which is the real meat of the film, which is what people always talk about when they talk about this film, the first tape you see isn't very interesting or anything, and the quality is very bad. Then you get back to these professional, like real FBI agents and stuff, talking about the murderer. Then more fuzzy, constantly color shifting tapes of a man who cannot handle a camera to save his life, of him kidnapping a little girl, and I mean, it's just like it. I mean, this is at like the 10-minute mark, and I'm like wanting to turn this off already. Um, at then there's this like 911 call from the mother of the missing girl, and I mean this call is obviously fake because I mean I can't really say why it was fake, but I could tell. Like if you were to show me this before I even saw this film, I'd be like, yeah, that's probably fake. Um, More obviously fake and badly filmed tapes continue on and off with interviews, and in 13 minutes this shit is almost as bad as August Underground. And then more professionals showing the tapes to students, which that would be fucking illegal because the case is still open and that is evidence. Then more obviously fake films, people talking about uh, people talking more and more footage, and the film gets really boring and slow, and at the 24-minute mark I'm almost bored to tears, and the tapes start to feel like fucking Lucifer Valentine's film because of the bad cinematography, bad video quality, bad audio quality, and the not shocking or disturbing in the slightest torture scenes. I wanted to turn it off, but my oath as a film reviewer is that I at least give it the first hour before I give up on it. And I gave this film the whole entire fucking runtime, and it couldn't get me into it. The way this film, this way this film is like shot, it seems like they shot it in a way to where it could seem like it was a really crazy, violent torture porn film, but without showing almost any violence whatsoever, so they wouldn't get an NC-17 rating. So the film continues on after the first actual murder on tape, and a quite and then a very, very, very tame torture scene that, when compared to something like Cannibal Holocaust or the Marquis de Sade's Sallow, it's a children's film. This thing's a fucking children's film in my eyes. I mean, and the most graphic stuff isn't shown in detail. And I'm not saying I came here for ultra violence, but I came here to be disturbed or shocked. And the stuff they're talking about would probably bother me to see. It would probably shock me a little bit. But no, they just describe it in the most bland way ever, most bland and unimaginative way ever, to where I mean, you could imagine it, but it's not like imagining it like, oh, that would be terrible. You know, it's imagining like that. It's imagining it, and you think about it, and you're like, yeah, that kind of suck, I guess. The film drags on with more bad footage and really bad acting, like from these professionals and the murderer and the victims. All of this acting is bad. And usually I don't complain about acting in films, but when it's something like this and people are supposed to think that it's real, you can't put bad acting in it. And if there is bad acting in it, then it at least has to be entertaining or intriguing in some way. Then we get some talk of necrophilia and pedophilia, which isn't disturbing. We get back to the professionals, and they talk more about how they found the killer and how they executed him. Then they learn that the guy they executed wasn't really the killer. Then the police. Then we see footage from the police car dash camera, and the color was shifting in quality, just like the camera that the killer uses, which doesn't make any fucking sense. And then the final fucking nail in the coffin is that they show this thing, and it's supposed to be like from the news, and it's a guy at a cemetery saying that one of the victims' bodies had been dug up, and you can tell that this guy is standing in front of a green screen, and the green screen is like a cemetery behind him. Like, you can tell. And then that's like the final thing in the film, and that just makes me that just like it's not, that just put the nail in the fucking coffin for me. I mean, if you want to watch a good like pseudo snuff film, see Guinea Pig. Hell, see Cannibal Holocaust. See any other film but this one. If you want a good documentary about murderers, watch the documentary about Albert Fish that's on Netflix. Watch Investigation Discovery. And what pisses me off even more is that stupid teenagers think this film is real and disturbing, which it is not. It is not disturbing in the slightest. Just watch something on Investigation Discovery if you want to learn more about murderers. I'm not even going to give this thing 1 star. I'm going to give it a half a star, because I at least have to give it a rating on IMDb, so I'm going to give it a 1 out of 10 on IMDb. Anyway, guys, that was my rant review. So, yeah. I'm Biscuit Boo, 6 to 9, signing off. Peace. Fuck.